Come, Little Red Riding Hood, here is a piece of cake and a bottle of wine. Take them to your grandmother. She is ill and weak, and they will do her good. The grandmother lived out in the wood, half a league from the village.
The wolf is the symbol of the devil, of the evil, and we are all confronted with these things.
When we found wolves here the first time, it was more than 12 years ago. We found the wolves the first time in the fields or in the forests.
The wolf thought to himself, "What a tender young creature! What a nice plump mouthful!"
It's really that whenever a wolf does something, it's that people overreact sometimes. And that, of course, makes it very hard, that you all the time you have to tell people it's normal. For instance, if wolves in the night, if they come close to the villages, it's very normal. A fox does it, a roe deer does it. But if a wolf comes close to the village, people are like, "Oh my God, next morning my child will be killed," or whatever.
We have had situations described in the literature where the wolf found the roe deer what the Jäger had shot. And when the hunter approached to the roe deer, the wolf was there, and he attacked the approaching hunter, so he has to shoot.
Yes, wolf is a symbol of the evil. Of course, a wolf in nature, a dog, a wild dog, is a dangerous animal, and there are dangers in life, yes. A dog or a wolf is never evil. It's a symbol of our unconscious powers that are also in us, and most people are afraid of their aggressions. So it's very easy to say, "Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf, that's the problem." No, they are the problem, because they only live half of their life. They only live their rational life. We have this irrational side, and being afraid of wolves or is being afraid of your own dark, irrational, chaotic side.
"Good day, Little Red Riding Hood," he said. "Whither away so early, Little Red Riding Hood?" "To my grandmother's."
There is a competition between the wolf and the hunter, because normally a pack of wolves takes in a week 3 animals: deers, roe deers, boars. So if you have 3 or 4 packs of wolf, you may calculate yourself how many animals they took from the forest, and the hunters lose.
Usually hunters and wolves are not really very much focusing on the same type of animal. But on the other hand, under different conditions, when there's less ungulates and the wolves are hunting and the hunters are hunting, it can of course be some sort of competition, and then it would be important to think about that the hunters change their hunting back a little bit, maybe hunt less young animals, for instance.
No, it isn't really true. For instance, if you take roe deers, they take all kinds of roe deers. They take the small, they take the mothers, they take the males, the females, without difference, and not collecting whether they are sick or not.
We have these large ungulates. We have a lot of them in our cultivated areas, And so the wolves are quite important part, like the human hunters. They are an important part to be or to hunt these large ungulates. It's a good role they can play in the ecosystem.
And so she ran from the path into the woods. Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to the grandmother's house and knocked at the door.
We are individuals on one thing, and we are also, mankind is also a collective being. So what affects a whole society or the whole world, it affects also the individual. So, and if you cut too many roots, the roots of a plant, it will die. And we also have roots, it's a tradition, and there's also a cultural roots, and fairy tales belong to it.
Grandmother, what big eyes you have. Better to see with you. Oh, but grandmother, what a terrible big mouth you have. They're better to eat with you. Then with one bound he was out of the bed and swallowed up Little Red Riding Hood.
We talk a lot about the problems that wolves make, but we still think you can live with them, and that's basically what we say to them. And all animals have a right to live, or that we as humans are not the ones who can tell, well, you can live, you can die, as concerning different species, animal species, plant species, but that it's a question of living together, of somehow arranging ourselves with them in a way that both can live.